Welcome back to the Elise podcast, where we help women in perimenopause and menopause thrive unapologetically from the inside out. All right, let's get into one of my favorite topics today, which is how to build muscle in perimenopause and menopause. So, let me just start by saying that if you are a newbie, welcome. This is a gift that you have. You have the gift of the newbie gains. If you're a more seasoned lifter or someone who's not as new, then big hugs to you, my girl. Buckle up, buttercup, because it's going to feel a little bit harder to get those gains. But alas, let's get into it. All right. So let me also say that you will not get so jacked that you're going to look like a man, especially if you are over the age of 40, and especially if you are a woman. So we are not genetically designed with our hormone makeup to get that like very manly, bulky, muscular look. I talk to women every single day who say to me, Elise, I want to get lean, but like, no offense, I don't want to be as big as you. And I say, like, none taken, because it's taken me years, decades to lay the foundation to get to the size that I am. So I am 5'1" on a good day after yoga. And my weight fluctuates anywhere from 124 to like 127-ish pounds, depending on if I'm titrating HRT and I'm super swollen. But I am pretty athletic looking in physique. I definitely have a thicker lower half. I have thick thighs for sure, but I'm also super muscular. So I've got pretty jacked arms, legs, glutes. I work really hard on my physique, and I don't take any performance enhancing drugs. So while yes, I'm on HRT, I'm not even at optimal functioning levels right now, let alone anything above and beyond that. So when it comes to bulking, let's just stop the fear of you're going to get really, muscular. If you want to get that like jacked look where you are really big, and a lot of women do want to get there, it is so fucking hard. You're going to have to eat a shit ton of food. You're going to have to be eating protein out of like your butthole, and you're going to be training nonstop. You're going to hate it. So if you're someone who is like, I just want to look lean and tone, cool. That's kind of where we're going to focus on today, although words do matter. And for everyone who says they want to get toned, what they really mean is they want to see like arm definition, right? It's like, I want to see a little bit of a bicep, I just want to look like lean and tone. That's what everyone tells me. I want to look lean and tone. Well, here's the problem, my girl, is that you can't look lean and tone unless you fucking build muscle. So we're going to talk today about building muscle. How do you do it? I fucking love this topic. I did start off as a fitness junkie. I studied kinesiology and health sciences. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. Still kind of don't. I guess now that I have my business going, I guess I've got more of the entrepreneurial hat on, but I was just obsessed with how the body works, exercise physiology, exercise testing, you name it. That's where my passion was. And so it wasn't until 2020 where I started to really make that corner turn into more like physique building, nutrition, hormones, all that kind of stuff. But let's talk about training. So the first question is, people will say to me, do I have to go to the gym? And the answer is, no, you don't have to go to the gym, but you have to lift some fucking weights. And you can do that at home, or you can do it at a gym. You don't have to necessarily join anything. There's lots of free shit out there. Hell, I have free shit. If you want my free shit, I will link it below. I have my free workouts, my over 40 for ladies over 40 workouts for perimenopause. It's like a 6-week program, so you can go ahead and just do that. If you are brand new, then guess what? Anything you do is going to be amazing because you got the newbie gains, which means anything is better than what you're doing right now. So you're likely going to see results. Maybe you've been doing this for a little while. So maybe you're someone who's done, F45 or Orange Theory, you did it for a while. You really like it, right? You hated working out, but now you're working out and you want to build more muscle. So if you are, let me go back. If you are brand new, then best place to start would be some freebies. You can look on YouTube. Of course, the best thing is to like hire a trainer or work with us. We can help you get started. But if you don't want to pay anything, just fucking move your body and start lifting. Okay. But let's say you want to go +1 on that. So where I'd recommend is like above and beyond the community. Where can you go after you've gone to the community classes? A lot of women will stick with F45 or Orange Theory because they love the community. They needed the accountability. They needed to like have skin in the game. I know when I used to teach spinning, it was like $20 a class for people to come, and they were like, well, I've already like bought my bike for the hour, so I can't let that money go to the waste. I might as well sit my ass on the bike. So I get it. Yeah, do what you need to do. Joining a gym, probably not ideal because gyms make a lot of money off you signing up and not showing up. So unless you have someone on the other end of that gym saying, hey girl, where are you? Where are you, Jane? I'm waiting for you. Might not be the best place to go or to start. So starting with a community class, is honestly like a great place to go. I've got a lot of colleagues that do some amazing work. Claire Boxell Fitness is amazing. My friend Jennifer Kirsch is also amazing. So you can go ahead and go check out their profiles. They offer online, they offer, in studio. Actually, Jen only does online. So you can go ahead and check them out. Okay, great investment there, great classes, and a great place to start. Now, if you want to get to that next level, you're like, I want to lean, I want to look toned. This is where strategy comes into play. This is like my zone of genius. All right. So this is where we're going to need strategy of training. A best place to work here is with a coach or a trainer who knows what the fuck they're talking about. Why I like coaches, let's say, over like trainers, and I am a personal trainer, but I'm also a coach, is that trainers will be like high knowledge of fitness with you for 1 hour a week. And then they're like, yeah, just like track your calories, hit this much, and then off you go. Whereas a coach is going to work with you all of the other 23 hours of the day, every single fucking day. So it's not like, hey, just do this workout and train here, but it's like, how are you going to hit it? How are you going to continue to be consistent, to adhere to it when life happens, when hormones happen, when it's snowing outside, wherever it is. All right. But that strategy is super important. So let's say you got that dialed in, but you're still not seeing changes. You're like, I just can't seem to build muscle. I don't know what's going on. And we have women that come to us for body recomposition, meaning like they have this, like, think of it as like a skinny fat, right? There's someone who was probably lean their whole life and didn't really care about nutrition or dial it in. And now they're like a softer composition. Building muscle is so hard for these women. We have a client who worked with us for over a year and fit this bill exactly, where she was like kind of, that skinny fat, very lean, very slender. And now, she has a six pack, she has the definition. We had to fucking feed her. So this is the news you don't want to hear, is that if you want to build muscle, you're going to have to eat, but you can't have fucking chips and french fries. Trust me, I've tried. You're going to have to dial in your training. You're going to have to dial in your nutrition to match your training. This is what most people miss, is they're like, I am just going to get jacked and work out and get lean. I'm going to do all this exercise while I take down my calories. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see there's a mismatch. And what we need to do is match your nutrition with your activity. That is what we do at FFWE, while taking into account where you are in perimenopause and menopause, because intensity matters and recovery matters and mindset matters and hormones matter. So all these things are going to affect each and every single workout. I always say it is so fucking easy in your 20s and 30s. So if you're listening to this and you're in your 20s and 30s, thanks. I appreciate it. Probably no one is. But like, you guys know, like, you were just tired because, I don't know, you had a kid screaming at you all night, but you're not tired because your fucking progesterone tanked and now you're out of testosterone and you just feel like shit, right? You don't have like joint pain. You're not like dealing with a hot flash in the middle of it. You're not like, holy fuck, I'm still bleeding and it's been bleeding for like 21 days. Like, you're not struggling in the same way. So I say it's all fun and games until you hit perimenopause. So there is that strategy every single time you go for your workout, whether it is home, whether it is at a gym, wherever the fuck you go, you have to give it 100%. I tell this to the ladies at FFWE in our community. 100% is going to look different every single day. Let's just say, I don't know, you're squatting 135 pounds of the, of your barbell squat. Okay. 135 pounds, super easy, super easy. I say that like that's like my maintenance, right? 135 pounds is great. It can go really deep into a squat, but I'm not sleeping well. I'm really sore. I'm finding it hard to recover because I'm titrating my HRT. Hormones have tanked. So I need a lot more recovery than I used to. And now all of a sudden 135 feels really hard. I cannot do it 100%. So I'm going to drop it down to like 125 and I'm going to do that 100%. Effort and intensity are still there because that's what's needed to build muscle. But the relative, what I'm actually lifting, is going to change day to day. All right. So remember, if you're not eating and you're not recovering at the same effect of which you're training, you're not going to see any results. So often women will say to me, I mean, I hear this 10 out of 10 times. They're like, well, I've been working out for 20 years. I'm no stranger to the gym. I know what I'm doing. And I take a look at their physique, and I don't mean to be a dick, but I'm holding up a mirror and I'm like, I don't fucking see it. And they're like, I know. And I'm like, all right, so like, what do you do at the gym? You go to the gym 5 days a week. I can't fucking see it. And hey, this was me in 2019. I went to the gym fucking 6 days a week. I taught, 20 classes. I was like the Energizer bunny when it comes to physical activity. And you couldn't fucking see the difference at all when I looked in the mirror. It was like I had a softer composition. So what was I doing wrong? Right. Well, I say to my ladies, show me a video of you training. Like, show it to me, send it to me, send us a video. Me and my coaches, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to screen it. So it's like, oh, okay, well, you know how you only went down to here in your squat? I want you to go all the way down. Okay. You notice how like you did 15 reps? I want you to do 6 to 8. I want you to really increase your weight here, and then show it to me so I can make sure that you're not letting ego drive you and just trying to hit, a certain weight without making sure that form, is not compromised. And then they're like, oh, and the first thing women say to me is like, I've never worked so hard in my life. And I'm like, I know, because practice makes habit. I'm going to say that again. Practice makes habit. You can be practicing something the wrong way and it ain't going to be perfect, my girl. I tell my kids this all the fucking time. If you're practicing in hockey, you're doing dry land training, whatever it is, you're trying to get faster, more explosive movements. I do this with my kids all the time. And you're practicing it wrong. You're not actually working on, plyometrics. You're not actually working on agility. You just think you're doing it. You're not going to see results when you're in a game and you're trying to chase that puck. So like practice makes habit. It doesn't make perfect. So if you're training in the gym, quote unquote training, and you're talking with your trainer or your friend Susie and you're picking up the light pink dumbbells and you're like, yeah, this is great. I don't want to get too bulky. You're not going to see a fucking difference in the mirror. Okay. Because this shit is hard. Every single workout should feel hard. You should actually feel like you can't do it. When you step into the gym, you should feel like, oh my God, I can't fucking do this today. And then you're going to do it. And then you're going to prove to yourself that you can do hard things, because this is the level of mindset that you need to be in order to build muscle at this stage in the game. And I say this hands down 100% of the time. Building muscle as a woman is hard. Building muscle as a woman over 40 is hard. Building muscle as a woman in perimenopause is hard. And building muscle as a woman in menopause is super fucking hard. So it's only going to get harder. All right. So you've got to start now. Go ahead, pick up those heavier weights, lift heavy shit. Don't do it stupid. Don't let ego get in the way and hurt yourself. Hire a trainer if you need to. Work with us, work with coaches. Invest in doing it right the first time so that when you practice, it is fucking perfect, and then make it a habit. Okay. If you want those workouts, I'll link them below. Make sure that you are following along, that you hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening or watching. If you're watching on YouTube or you're listening to the podcast, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can make sure you get all the latest and greatest of the downloads. And let me know if you like this and you want a part B. Are you a more advanced lifter? We did a program called MenoShred about a year. Actually, we did the last version of it a year ago, but we did it where we were really looking for women who wanted to build. This was a build program, and we had phenomenal results from women in 8 weeks. But I'm telling you, it was intense. It was 5 days a week of training. Some of them were 2-a-days, but we were like, we know there's a lot of women out there who want to get jacked. There are women that already are like, they're not newbies. They want to go to the next level. So this program was specifically designed for the non-newbies. If this is something you're interested in, I have been trying, it is on my fucking board here since January 1st, 2024, is to make this a downsell, make this on my website so that you can go ahead and purchase it for a very low fraction of what we used to run it for, so you can have it anytime. So if that is something, let me know. I'd love to know who's listening. Are you a newbie? Are you more advanced? And how can I help you? I will see you on the next one. And remember, lift heavy fucking shit.